Hey, 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 it's day 8 on our 30-day messy draft. Thanks for plugging in with me. I apologize. It is morning, and I got this last night. But it was Saturday night, and I thought, I could be tired and dopey and talking, or I could be awake and talking, so I made you wait. So today, you're starting the beginning of week 2, which is super cool, which means like you've done a week of exploring. And I know you're going to explore all month, but last week in particular, it was all about like playing out to the edge, really exploring what emergence feels like. Sometimes you tell the story, sometimes the story tells you, exploring that dance and following and trusting, like radical trust as things show up on the page. So as you start week 2, what I really want you to pay attention to this week is the power of details. So everything I'm going to cover this week, we're going to play a little bit more into just really slowing it down and seeing the micro moments within the moments. So one of the ways that you can do that is every single character in your story, and that character can be your reader. It could be, the 8 types of readers. And what I mean by that is that we're not doing any archetype stuff on your readers. We could do that, but that's a whole other conversation. It's more like the group of people that would read your book. Who's in that group? What brought them to this book? Each individual person has had a life experience that brought them here, that made them look at your book cover and go, that book, that's the one that I want. You could even start, as you start to explore the details of the readers who would pick this book up, you can start playing with titles. Like, wouldn't it be fun if you okay, so 8 is just a random number, but 8 because it's bigger than 7 and it's outside the norm of where your brain goes, I know what 5 feels like. I know what 7 feels like. Let's go for 8. So let's go for 8. 8 reader types who would pick up your book. 8 reader types who have come from 8 different life experiences. Perhaps they had the same thing or a life event happen to them. For example, when I was thinking about blending memoir into my core storybook and I was tracking the cancer journey, I remember saying to Mary Beth, oh my God, another book about cancer. Oh my God, does the world need another book about cancer? And she's like, take a look. How many books about cancer are there? Or cancer journeys? I'm like, a zillion. She's like, why are there a zillion? Oh, right, because there's a zillion people. So even if there is one uniting event, every single one of you has a different, would have had a very different way through that one single event. So 8 different reader types of your book. What was their life experience? What's going on in their life right now that makes them come to you? Get into the details of, for example, is this a subtle person? Is this someone who really appreciates subtlety? Is this someone who reads between the lines? And here's what you're going to start to notice, that what you see in your readers is also, guess what? What you have in yourself, which also then brings you another layer into exploring voice in your writing. So there's one character, the character of your reader, right? And there could be 8 different readers. There could be a zillion, but we're going to explore 8. Now, the other characters that are in your book are actually the characters that are in your book. Like if you're writing a memoir, if you're writing and of course the memoir, you may not think of them as characters. They're people in your lives, but they're characters. They're characters to us as the reader. So who are they? Why are they? How did they get here? Where are they in their life when they need this book? What's in their house? What's their inner monologue on their best day? What's their inner monologue on their worst day? What's their inner monologue on their nondescript day? They're simply just noticing things. Now, your characters in a memoir, of course, are people, but now characters even in a knowledge-based book, that it can be things. Like, for example, in Oh My God, and frankly, and In My House, Tables are really important to me. I don't know what the hell that is, but I love tables. Like, I love them. There was a stage where I was collecting tables. Like, I could have 12 tables in my house and I would find a place for all of them. I don't know why. So that table, well, it's an item, a thing, an inanimate object in my house. And some would say, of course, because it's wood, it's alive. So there's that. You can also give the table a voice from that place of it is alive energy. But whether you're dealing with plastic or wood, you can also just look at the significance of what is that table in your life, in your story, and as a character, what has it seen? What has it hosted? What are the conversations that it has heard? So this idea of playing into the details is about, well, it's a number of things. One, it's a practice of listening. It's a practice of awareness. It's a practice of how feelings, emotions, stories are part of details. And the more you write into these details, like into the lives of your readers, into the lives of your items, into the lives of your memoir characters, the more life and more nuance you're going to write into your piece. And you end up practicing nuance as well. The other thing, of course, is that you'll start to notice how details can take you into a scene. So on this day 8, this week 2 of your 30-day messy draft, I invite you to explore the characters that are in and around your book, be they the readers, be they in the story, be they the items in your life that are in the story. Here's another one that just flew my head. Even the very path that you walk every day from your house to your car, or from your car to your office, or the path in your garden that you have walked or your mother has walked, all of that has life and has story. Start to look at the significant pieces in your life and the stories they hold. All right, day 8, go for it, have fun, right on in, get messy.